We apologize in advance, but it's about that time to expose some more assholes.
Sorry. Hello.
Happy Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday when you guys are watching it. It's a Tuesday.
I literally.
Wednesday? No, it's a Tuesday.
I'm always like an idiot. Like whenever you're trying to like speak in like future tense because we try to schedule these out, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I just immediately in one ear and out the other.
I mean, for someone to think that we like record and post on the same day is actually insane. So I'm assuming they know that this is a pre-recorded episode.
Oh yeah, I mean there are so many podcasts out there that really hustle hard and get it out first thing, like the Morning Toast, like same
my
thing,
favorite podcast.
First day.
But if brands want to pay us, then this can be our job, and we can post every single day.
That's true.
True. I just like move in.
Do you think we would run out of stories if we talked every single day though?
Yeah. We'd have to pivot themes. We would have to be like pop culture, talking about like news, daily drops.
We'd have to start fact checking.
Oh shit! Actually, don't pay us, guys.
Pay us, but just enough to keep us employed at a full-time job, just like pocket money.
Like to fund our vacations yearly would be sick.
Yes. Just host us for like 7 days at an all-inclusive, and we'll call it square.
Yeah, actually, we're like free product sluts. Like just. Like, we don't need actual money.
I accepted 3 Daniel Wellington watches, and I don't even like watches.
I can resell those on Facebook Marketplace, so it's perfect.
I gave them all to Steve. Literally, by like the second or third watch, I was like, do you just want to pick out which one you want? Because they'll send it to me, I'll take a picture with it, I'll post it, and then you just have it. And he wore it for quite a while.
Oh, good for him.
So, no complaints.
I am actually, sorry, this just sparked a watch memory. Okay, so Michael Kors watches were the thing in high school.
Yeah.
It's all we wanted. And all my friends got one. So one Christmas, I got one. And I loved it. And I wore it all the time. It was like chunky rose gold, like diamonds around.
Nice.
Like it was the style. And I found it the other, well, not found it. I still have it. But I looked at it the other day. The battery died, I think, like 1 year in, and I just like never changed it because I didn't use the watch for the watch purpose. It was just
like
for
jewelry.
But now I'm like, how dumb. And now I use an Apple Watch, so I'm like, I don't think I'd ever wear that again. But
the way the vibe your story was going, it was almost giving me like Gretchen Wieners. Like my parents got me these gold hoop earrings for Christmas, and I loved them so much. But Regina said I couldn't wear them because she wears gold hoop earrings.
I don't remember that scene. That's amazing.
Oh, really?
No.
It was a great scene.
No, I just wanted to, like, wasn't that a thing for your friend group? Michael Kors watches? Or was that just, like, an us thing?
Not that big in my friend group.
Oh, God, it was huge in our school. It was kind of like...
I know that I understand, like, the trend. I don't know. Like, looking back, like, a lot of my friends, like, they weren't into, like, big flashy stuff. Like, I was probably the flashiest one out of the group.
Like, I was not the flashiest one.
I was, like... a fucking priss that like the laziest thing I would ever wear to school was like a velour juicy tracksuit.
I didn't even get one of those. Like I was not. Well, first of all, I wore a uniform since preschool all the way to grade 12. But no, I was not flashy. I like wore Old Navy, Gap.
Yeah.
Oh, Banana Republic was the store for me. Like that's how, and La Senza or Le Chateau. Those were my fancy stores.
For me, like Guess, like that was like I think that's where like all my jeans were from, and then also like Dorina's from like. You don't know Dorina's?
No.
What?
Who is that? What is that?
Oh my god! No way.
Is it a store or a brand?
It was a brand, and it was the store Off the Wall.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm sure if you shopped it Off the Wall, like you would have seen like half of their store was Dorina's.
Okay, well, I'll just go see a picture.
This would have been in like grade 6, 7, 8, a little bit of 9.
Okay, interesting, because Off the Wall, I went through phases as a kid. I would be like, I was super skater girl at one point, because there's a...
Then you would have definitely shopped it Off the Wall on like West 49.
Maybe I know, yeah, oh my god, I did. But there was a point where my feet, okay, this is funny, but my feet got like so big. I'm a size 12 women, which is insane, and I wear male shoes. So when I started that, I would wear like skateboarder shoes, and I had to wear after I broke my arch, I had to wear orthotics. So orthotics only fit in skater shoes. So that I just like made that a personality trait, and I became skater. And I would wear like one shoe would have black laces, the other one would have white. Like
nice.
And then Ed Hardy. I wore a lot of Ed Hardy, unfortunately. Shoes.
Oh, okay. I didn't own any Ed Hardy. I had one Christian Audigier shirt. Like, remember, like, the
yes.
And it was, like, gifted. And it was, like, way too big for me. But, like, I wore it just because I was like, damn, this is, like, a $300 t-shirt. I'm going to fucking wear it.
Yeah.
And then it got stolen. But I remember, like, when they were doing, like, gas price hikes in British Columbia, they gave every taxpayer $100, like, rebate or whatever. And I was like, in grade 10, and I was like, fuck yeah, $100. Like, my paychecks for every 2 weeks were like $250. So I was like, wow, $100.
Wow.
And I was gonna go buy an Ed Hardy bathing suit with it, and luckily it looked like absolute ass on me, and I did not invest my money into it.
I had a pair of blue Ed Hardy laceless, there's no laces, and it had like the lion or whatever the
the shoes. I had the shoes too.
The shoes, they're insane.
Oh, those were actually great shoes. I got very good use out of them.
I wore them like, no joke, 10 years. It was like way too long.
They weren't that expensive. Like, they were like a really good in between. How did we get onto this?
I was just gonna say how. Daniel Wellington.
Daniel. But okay, Dorina's. I have to tell you about Dorina's quickly because you have no idea. And I'm shocked because it's very much like a lower mainland Vancouver, British Columbia thing.
Can I Google a picture?
Do you remember, like, the jeans with the 1-inch zipper?
Oh, see, honey, I never had the body for that, so no.
But, like, every girl was wearing them.
But the thongs would show?
You could, definitely. But they were, like, Brazilian, and that was, like, just the style. Like, low-rise jeans were obviously, like, the style back then. So that's, like, what everyone wore, like... That's what it looked like.
Interesting.
So they literally had a 1-inch zipper, and they were super flattering because they were like thick on the sides, but still heinous and still like the worst few years of my life. Like,
that is crazy.
Like this.
Yeah, my muffin top could never. And also just a newsflash. If you ever see me, like, if my thong is sticking out of my jeans, it's a mistake, and I have a serious wedgie. Like, it's not for fashion.
No, I mean, like, no one wants to show their thong nowadays. I mean, back then it was a different vibe, but yeah, that's what I was wearing back then.
That's crazy. I mean, that's actually you. That makes sense.
I had like 7 pairs of those. I don't know how I pulled them off, to be honest, because like low rise is also not meant for my body shape whatsoever.
You can pull it off way better than I can.
Arguably no one pulled it off.
That's okay. Super side tangent, but back to, how was your week? You have some things you want to talk about, right? Because I have a thing that
I literally forgot to talk about these in the last episode, and they're literally just me feeling like a fucking idiot.
Okay, love that.
Like, they're just like tangents. So the first one I want to tell you about, because was Christmas Eve. Obviously, we already talked about that I hosted Christmas this year, and so I had to go pick up the turkey. And like, you pick up the turkey like the day before. So I'm like, we host on the 24th. I went to go pick it up on the 23rd, and I had to go to the grocery store and stuff too to get like last minute stuff. So I get ready. I go to the area where the Meridian Meats is to pick up the turkey, and it's a really small little like
butcher.
Yeah, it's kind of like a butcher, but like the area that it's in, like, you know, when you have like those little like village things. No.
Oh.
Like where a bunch of stores are.
Oh, a promenade.
A promenade. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes. Very small, very limited parking, and so I was already like, damn. And I talked to my sister that morning because she's like, she went to go get her turkey, and she's like, I waited in line for an hour to go get my turkey. Like, you should leave right now. And it's like 10:30 in the morning. So I was like, I'm fucking stressed out to go get this turkey, but I had mine reserved. So like, it was going to be there.
Yeah.
It was just like a matter of like getting her done. So then I get there. I find a parking spot like relatively quickly, and it's packed in there. So I'm like, hells yeah, got a spot. Like, everything's coming up, Alex. I go to stand in line, don't have a mask. I go to my car, because usually we have extra mask, 0 mask. And I'm just like, fuck. And so, I go to a couple of businesses, and I'm just like, hey, like, do you guys have like a disposable mask I can grab from you? With my luck, no one had one they could give me. I asked the butcher shop, and I'm like, hey, can you provide? They're like, we're really sorry, we don't provide any. Like, we don't even have any to give you. And I'm like, all right. So at one point, I was like, I can't even go into a store to purchase one. I drove all the way back home.
No.
Just to get a mask.
That's actually insane, because that happened to me at Safeway the other day. But you just put your t-shirt, like your nose in your t-shirt.
But I had to like stand in line, but then wait inside.
But I wonder if they probably would have had one. Safeway gave me one.
But I asked the butcher because there was a line outside because they were only letting a certain amount of people in. So the girl standing at the door, I was like, "Do you have one?" And she's like, "No, sorry, like we're not giving out any." And I was like, "That's kind of dumb because there's always that one person that like tries to get away with not wearing a mask, and then you're like, dude, you gotta wear one. I'll give it to you," kind of thing. So I was just like, "This is annoying. Like this is a pure accident, and like no one can like throw me a bone here." So I drove all the way home, which was like a 10-15 minute drive.
Enough to drive you up the wall. Were you like yelling at yourself? Were you talking like the whole way up like stupid?
I was literally calling Steve and I was like, "I'm a fucking idiot. I'm so fucking mad right now." I had so many things to do, and just seeing the lineup already, I was like, now I have to drive all the way back home, drive all the way back, and then the lineup's probably going to be way longer. The lineup was about the same size when I got back. Stood in line, got my fucking turkey. But like I wanted to fucking murk myself at that point. And then I went about my business. I got the turkey, I went to the grocery store, and then I went home and took a nap because I like it literally emotionally drained everything out of me.
It took everything out of you. Honestly, that is really rough.
That's rough. I was like, I can't believe I'm driving all the way home right now. Like I almost thought like, should I pull over to this place? Should I pull over that to see if they'll give me one? But then I was like, if I stop this car, get out, and they don't give me one, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of like super side, but like when you have to go to the washroom and you're like, if I stop here and they say no, I'm gonna pee myself. So it's like, do I just like, I have those thoughts regularly, so I get that.
Yeah. So that was me being stupid number one. Okay. Me being stupid number two is like my online shopping that I've been doing over the holidays. I do all of the holiday shopping for my stepdad. So he's like, here's the budget. Go ask everyone what they want. Buy them all of their gifts.
Very nice of you.
So as I am shopping online for other people, I am coming across things that I want for myself.
Yeah, obviously.
And it's also been raging on TikTok that Abercrombie's jeans are like right now. And because they came out with this curve line where it's still small in the waist and gives you extra space in the thigh and the butt, which like is exactly what I need. And like all the influencers I follow are like just raving about it. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get it. So I'm gonna break this down shorter than like how long it potentially could be. So I do order number one. I do all my measurements. I'm fucking meticulous. And it like tells me I'm a size like 32, 33. And I was like, that's a little bit big. Like I've never worn that size before, but I'm like, I'm going to roll with it. I get the jeans. It takes them like 3 weeks to get to me, first of all. Like their shipping is terrible. The jeans are gaping. They're fucking huge. Like me and Steve could stand in them together for some reason. And then I'm like, all right. So then I reordered the second pair, and like I'm looking at this model. She was a little bit bigger than me. She was wearing a size 30. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to order a size 28 because that only makes sense. I get the size 28s. They're way too fucking small. Like cannot even get them past my ass. So I'm already like fuming at this point. So I'm like, all right, a size 30. It has to be a size 30.
It has to be.
So I make a third order.
Oh my God.
And then
they don't have this like in store?
No, they don't carry the curve line in store. Because I literally just went the other day.
That's so annoying.
And they only carry the regular ones, and I had nothing in me to try on jeans. Like, you know, like there's specific days where you're like, I'm open to it. That day, I was not. I just got back eating all-you-can-eat brunch, and I was like, nope.
From Arc?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that after.
Yes. So the third order, I ordered a size 30. And then the order was literally about to be delivered to me that day.
Right.
And then they're like, you don't have a unit number. Slapped a return to sender on it. And like, they literally gave me less than 12 hours to reach out to them to be like, my address is like, let me give you this. And they literally just said, no, it's too late. We've already hit return to sender. I'm like, it's been sub 12 hours. Like, you didn't even give me a shot here.
That sucks.
And then, so they resent that one. I got a fourth order, a fourth one outside of that third one because they're like, we're going to reship it. It like, you know, one of the pairs was sold out. We'll reship that one. That one hasn't come yet. There's a fourth order because I hate myself.
You really want these fucking jeans.
I know. And so I ordered those. I got those today. And like one of them didn't fit and then one of them kind of fit. And I'm just like, I just give up on this. But I still have 2 orders coming.
Are they at least nice? Like the ones that you tried on today, like could you zip them up?
They didn't do anything for me.
Okay. Well.
So like I tried, this is the thing, is in all of these orders, I was like experimenting with different styles. They have like the 90s straight, the dad jean, the mom jean, the skinny, like all of this stuff. So I'm really experimenting because I'm just really trying to make something work here. I'm like desperate. I want to be a material girl. Like
Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
Material girl. But I'm just like, I'm going fucking psycho. And like the thing is like the reason why I made so many orders is because on New Year's Eve, there was this glitch on Abercrombie's website where you could stack the codes. Like, people were literally getting $1,000 worth of stuff for like $100.
It's so crazy.
You would stack like Jen Reed and whoever else, just like stack. So I was like, I didn't get the sale personally myself, but I felt a sense of loss. So I just did a regular order. Again,
that is so funny.
I'm an idiot.
You'll have to keep us posted about
This is a continuing journey. I am still expecting 2 more shipments.
I believe your perfect pair of jeans are going to be in those bags.
Honestly, I think one of them, like, it's going to be it. Because, like, it fit just right as, like, a 32, but I was like, it's going to stretch out. So I think as a 30, it's going to be right on the money.
Oh my God.
At least I fucking hope. I'm going to lose my mind, man.
I'm praying for you. That is a struggle and a half. I'm waiting. The only thing for my online, I bought a $120 lamp from Urban Outfitters.
Nice.
And it's been quite a long time, and I have yet to even receive
seen it. I think, like, they're still, like, recovering from, well, because a lot of people are out for COVID and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care. I just want my things.
It's the hard thing about online shopping, because I want it right away.
Well, also, because we had that big snowstorm, I was like, I need to get me some winter boots. So I buy a pair.
I love this
I messaged my friend, and I'm like, hey, what's a good pair of winter boots that's, like, reasonably priced? Because, like, I didn't want to go ham. I didn't want to get the fancy boots. Yeah. She's like, I don't know. I've heard the Uggs are really good, like, the proper winter boots. And I was like, God damn it, those are really fucking cute. So I get them. They're like $300. They're not cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? They're going to be an investment. I'm going to have them for years to come.
Every snow.
I order them. Again, I measure my foot meticulously because I don't trust myself. I don't fucking trust myself at this point. I order them in a size 6. They fit, but they're just too small. And I'm like, I don't think they're going to stretch out. And, like, I ordered them express to come, so, like, the snowstorm was still on, so I could get some fucking use out of them. And they arrived, like, a week later. And then, luckily, it snowed again, but those were too small. So then I returned those. I order the other ones. I measure my foot again, and I'm like, okay, maybe I fucked it up because I was doing it. I asked Steve to help me with it. Then they're too big. And I'm like, oh my God. So I try for a 3rd time because, again, I hate myself and I just refuse to, like, let it go.
That's so funny.
So I ordered those, and then it took them like a week. They didn't even ship them out yet. And at that point, the snow is gone. And I'm like, this is a next year problem. Please cancel the order. And then they did. That's
nice that they canceled it. And that's so funny.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded if they did send it, because I would have loved to know for my peace of mind.
If they fit.
Yeah, but because then I ordered, because the first time I ordered it directly from, the second time from Softmock. So the lesson at the end of the day is order from places that you can return to in person.
1,000%.
Like, technically, Abercrombie has a store, but it's downtown. It's an hour from me. I don't really come into the city unless I'm seeing you. So
okay,
yeah, I ordered, like, I was just in the city, so I did a return there. But otherwise, I'm just like, or a place that does free returns. Yeah, but I don't have a fucking printer, so I have to go to Steve's parents' place and mooch off of that.
Jesus, what a process.
I think Steve hates me. Like literally today when he saw the Abercrombie order, he's just like, all right, here we go. And then he literally just heard me like, fuck, like putting the jeans on. He's like, I heard bad things happening.
That is so funny.
It's a whole fucking process, man. Like, I give up.
Well, keep us updated. My week was less stressful than you. Well, actually, okay, so my dentist, so I don't know where to start. I grind my teeth like insane amounts. I'm like grinding my teeth away, and then also my gums are now receding. Like, that's how badly I'm grinding. And at first they were like, okay, it's at night, that's your problem. So they gave me a retainer, or like a night guard, 6 months ago. And I just went for my 6-month checkup last week, and they're like, okay, it's like getting better, but I was like, my jaw hurts during the day. So they're like, oh, we'll get you a retainer for the day. So now I'm wearing a guard day and night 24/7, because she's like, don't take it off. I took it off for this podcast because I have a huge lisp with it, and when I'm reading things, it just like saliva builds up and it's like really weird. But now I'm just like really sad.
So you have something in your mouth at all times,
and I hate it. I can't.
Do you think it's because you're like stressed during the day, like you're just like grinding away?
Literally, I can't. And I notice it to myself too, even when I'm watching TV. Like, I think it's maybe a focus thing too. Like, I'm just clenched all the time. It's really bad.
Okay, can we talk about Yellow Jackets? I finished it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we talked about this last week, and in the 4 days since I've seen you, I crushed it. over the week
Congrats.
or over the past 4 nights. I hate it when I get in a mood where I'm like, I need to fucking finish this, because I would stay up till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I would have a hellish day the next day.
Yeah.
Because I was just like up late watching
and
it.
it's scary. Okay, do you agree that it's scary?
It was a lot creepier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I will admit that. There were some moments where, like, again, it's like 2:30 in the morning, Steve's asleep, and then there's like that weird character in like the window, and I'm like,
black hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And the little kid being like the mom and the girl in the tree. It took me a very long time to figure out that it was like the mom.
Yeah. So spoiler
alert
alert for anyone. You have 5 seconds to leave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hate that like this is going to be like a long-term series. I wanted this to be a limited run series. Get her done in one go.
So I don't want it to be a limited series because it just brought me so much joy, but I thought they did it so smart because it's like 25 years between the accident and where they are now. So I'm like, they have ample storylines for 25 years.
Yeah.
I thought they would have been saved this season, and then there was like 9 episodes. On episode 7, like, there's no way it's been 18 months. So
yeah, exactly. So there are many questions remaining.
My only hesitation, I'm scared that it's gonna become like Riverdale mythical with the cult thing, and I hope that it's not that way, but I think it's leaning to that, unfortunately.
We'll see, I guess. I think like they think that they have mystical powers, but I don't think they're gonna like all of a sudden be like, ooh, magic.
I just hope like let's stay in the real world. I love Misty. She's a psycho.
She's a fucking psycho. She makes me uncomfortable.
She makes me so uncomfortable. Like, it's such good acting. I think they're all gonna be nominated for whatever they can be nominated for, and I just love the ensemble.
No, I agree. I think the woman who plays Thaisa, like as an adult,
Yes.
like for some reason, I'm like enthralled with her hair. Love her hair.
Cannot
get enough of
She's
it.
stunning. Okay, the main character, Shauna, but as a teenager, she's from Montreal and she speaks French. English is not even her first language.
Really?
I like followed her Instagram, and so I like almost unfollowed her because like it's all in French. So I'm like, it's not worth me following you. But it just fascinates me that she sounded so not French.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we? The one thing I want to touch on before we move on is, again, spoiler alert. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jackie's death. I was expecting something so much more climactic.
Same, and really sad. But also,
Jackie did nothing.
She was
nothing. Fucking dead weight.
But this is crazy, like how Shauna was cheating on. Like, it just was a great storyline. I was sad that she died, so she never.
It's just really fucking weird that like she like goes to Jackie's parents' place like every year. Like I want
really
like obviously
sick.
they don't know like how like why Jackie died.
Yeah.
Like the reason like she literally made herself sleep outside 'cause she was so mad. And like everyone was like, fine, just leave, go.
You'll never live that down. Who do you think was the first person in the first scene that died on the spikes?
Well, it was someone with dark hair.
That's what I thought, but like maybe if
so
there's
I thought
blood.
it was Lottie at first, but she's the one running it.
I thought it was Lottie too until we figured out she was the mastermind.
I don't know her name, but it's the other girl with the dark hair, like the kind of secondary character.
Yeah, I guess.
The one that went on the like left with Thaisa in the beginning. Yeah.
I have a theory that they're making us think that they ate her, but they actually were eating just a bear. Like, I don't think they were actually cannibals.
No, you gotta throw it in. That's the only reason why Steve watched the show with me, because he saw the beginning. The entire time he's like, when are they gonna fucking eat each other?
Okay, well, when they got on drugs at that homecoming thing, that was insane.
That gave me stress. Well, I wonder where the little kid is, the younger brother, because they can find him.
He died.
How do you know?
He died. They like basically told us. Okay, so when they were at homecoming, they went to the cage or the case, like the sports case, and it was a picture of the dad and the brothers, and they like mentioned something about it.
Both of the brothers?
Yeah.
But why would the older one be there when he had like just died like a few days before?
Yeah, but they put it there to probably remember him. Oh. I don't know. That was because like he just never came back.
I mean, he must be. I mean, if he wasn't in the house, he probably froze to death too. Like, what's her name?
Yeah, exactly. So I think he is dead. I don't know. I just love that. And oh my god, the teacher. I just like everything's great. It's just so good.
Yeah. Okay. For anyone that everyone's probably like, what the fuck, guys? Move.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Please watch it. Please watch it.
Let's get to our funness of the day. So this is like what, our third episode of Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, we just love giving unsolicited advice, and if you want us to give you advice, like email us at weapologizeinadvancepodcast@gmail.com with your conundrums. If you screwed up, you need advice, we will anonymously give you advice.
We should put out like a Google form where people can like anonymously put it in.
That would be fun.
That could be fun. Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I can go first because mine's kind of like crazy to start with. Okay. Am I the asshole for throwing a party at my place and sending my pregnant wife to a hotel? Me, 35 male, wife, 32 female, is 36 weeks pregnant and is having a baby shower over the weekend. She has no friends living nearby, so it's going to be done over Zoom. I only mention this because we would not be having this issue as she would have just gone to a friend's house like she normally does. My friends thought it would be a good idea to hold a dad shower / birthday party for me in the evening on the same day as my birthday is over the weekend. Unfortunately, we have a larger home than all of our other friends, and with the current restrictions in my province, we have to hold the party at our house. All my friends have pitched in for a hotel room for my wife because she's pregnant, and I know my friends, this party will go on much longer than it has to be and be much louder than it has to be. She initially agreed to stay at the hotel. However, my wife changed her mind, stating that she's nervous that she might go into labor, valid, on that night, and she would prefer to stay in one of our bedrooms at our place. Furthermore, she now has also stated that the party can only have male guests because, as she states, there's restrictions and there's no need to have +1s or any females there, despite the fact that even with no +1s, we will still be above the restricted limit. As soon as she brought up the potential to go in labor, I immediately decided to cancel the whole party because that was the responsible thing to do. However, she doesn't want me to do that. She wants me to hold the party but ban women from coming while she stays in one of our rooms. I know my wife well. As long as she is here in the vicinity, my phone will be blowing up about noise, guests, and all the other complaints. Frankly, I just want to cancel the whole thing, but she won't let me, so now I come to you.
Okay, so I was on her side for a moment, and then it dipped the other way.
Oh, interesting. I have so many thoughts. First of all, I was like, oh my God, why are you shipping to her hotel? But she agreed to it. Okay, cool.
No, it's actually a very nice gesture of them to be like, hey, we're going to be fucking loud. And like, guys can be super stupidly loud.
Yeah.
To be like, you're pregnant, you're really uncomfortable, you're at a really irritable stage. How about we just like all chip in and get you a nice hotel room for the night so you don't have to worry about it?
Yeah, the female thing, I do understand like 50%, because if it's a dad shower, no female should be there. It should be a guy's thing. Well, I don't know if that's sexist, but like a baby shower is usually all females. A dad shower makes sense for the males. Also, does she have FOMO because she's friends with these females? Like the significant
others. It doesn't sound like she's friends with them, so that's why she's like, I don't want them there.
I don't know, but logistically, okay, let's put you in this position. You are 1 month away from giving birth. Steve wants to have a birthday party, so he nicely sends you to a hotel, but all the +1, it's a party with females, males. Would you? That's like weird.
Well, if it was with our friend group, like if I like our existing friend group, like of his high school friends, because I know them, I know all the girls, like I wouldn't care to leave. Like it wouldn't make me nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing, like banning women altogether is weird, but it would be like only like girlfriends or wives, like no random women coming.
Well, that's what they said. +1s. Oh yeah, +1, so you never know what
like
that
maybe
means.
She's just like edgy. I mean, dude, she's pregnant. She's
that's
like her head's all
hormones.
over the place, and it's like you don't like if restrictions are that bad, then like you shouldn't be having in the first place. So I just think he should have been like, I'm just canceling it.
I actually find it really weird that there would be females +1s. Like if they want to have a dad shower with your close guy friends, like totally, but turn it into a birthday party without your wife there, I find that weird.
No, I think that'd be weird too. Like, I think it's definitely like a FOMO thing.
And you won't even let her stay in one of their rooms. Like she said, like that's totally fine, but I'll be in the room. Like I don't know. It's just like everything is so
I can
weird.
somewhat understand from his point of view where he's like, if she's there and she's like, you're too loud, do this. It's really stressful to be in that situation. And like, you want your friends to have a good time. You're trying to have a good time, but you also want your wife to like not be fucking mad at you in the morning. Like that's a really hard balance.
It's really hard.
And then it's like, it's for nothing. It's more work than fun at that point.
Yeah. And then like, who cares? Just don't invite the females. Just have your guy friend. Like, I don't know.
So at the end of the day, the question was, am I the asshole for sending her to a hotel? No. I think that was like really a good idea for all of them to like chip in and do that. But
then you decided to throw a rager.
I don't think he's being an asshole necessarily in this situation.
I don't think he's being an asshole.
It's just a weird one, really.
It's just weird. As soon as you wanted to turn into a rager and something more than a dad shower, just kind of inconsiderate. because like your wife is hormonal. She's 1 month giving birth. She probably does have FOMO. She's not at home. I don't know. I side with her, but I don't think he's an asshole. I think that he tried to make it work and it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's almost like when you release them to go to a bachelor party. Like, that's when you should be more nervous. But the fact that it's at their house, what, like, you think they're gonna get a stripper to the house or something like that?
I don't know what her worries are, so it's interesting. So, no, I don't think you're the asshole. I don't think, collectively, not an asshole.
Not the asshole.
Okay,
let me... I'm trying to think of which one I want to start with. Okay, this one's just funny.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my cousin he can't do an interpretive dance at my dad's funeral?
Rough. Okay, what?
I get this might be a no-brainer to some, but hear me out. My dad passed a couple days ago. It was a long time coming and only made worse by COVID. I'm handling the funeral arrangements as I was named executor of his estate. I included my aunt and uncle in the planning process out of respect. While we were discussing, my aunt said my cousin, who is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, wants to perform an interpretive dance at the church in front of the casket to bid my father farewell. I said no, absolutely not. For one, this is all happening in a church. The priest would have a stroke. Next, my cousin is not a good dancer. It's his hobby, and I'm happy he found something he loves, but I don't feel my dad's funeral is the right venue to showcase his moves to Candle in the Wind.
Okay.
My aunt is having a fit, and my cousin is also extremely upset and has accused me of not letting him say goodbye to him in his own way. I told him that he's more than welcome to have a dance at the grave whenever he wants, but the funeral isn't that time. Another cousin also told me he was planning to record it for a YouTube video, which is a hard no. I don't think it's respectful at all, and I know my dad would have hated the thing turning into a spectacle. Am I the asshole?
No.
It's so obvious. I just thought it was really funny.
There's so much to unpack here because this has Asperger's.
Yeah.
I actually have someone in our family who has Asperger's, so I do understand the headstrong of that person wanting to do what they want to do. The YouTube thing really just solidified it for me how absolutely not. I think I like that he gave him an option to do it somewhere else, you know? Or maybe like maybe before the funeral, before everyone gets there, do it in the church. Yeah, but don't film it. You're not an asshole. That's just a really hard situation. And the aunt, I don't know if the aunt was on the side of her son. But, so she needs to step in and tell her son no. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's not on the cousins to be like no, because the aunt, we all know this is a bad idea.
It's a weird one.
That's a weird one. That's actually crazy.
I just literally like when I was reading this one last night, I literally saw the title and I was like, before I even read this, I'm saving it for tomorrow.
That was a good one. I think that was funny. Okay, I have another funnier one. Am I the asshole for telling my housemate to stop having loud sex? I have so many thoughts. So me, 21 female, and my housemate, 21 female, have been housemates for over a year now. We're definitely friends and we get along very well. The issue is that sometimes I can hear her when she's having sex with her boyfriend. And when I say this, I don't mean her and her boyfriend, I just mean her. The first time it happened, I just laughed it off, but it's becoming more frequent and it's just really pissing me off. I've spoken to her about this, but at this point, I feel like I'm constantly repeating myself. Well, yesterday I made an indirect text in our house group chat and about being quiet as the walls are thin. Looking back, I know this was not the best choice, but I was completely done as that night I heard her again. She replied with, I guess we'll just have to go to a hotel. My other housemate, 21 female, backed me up though and understands why I'm angry, so at least I know I'm not the only one. I do want to make it clear that she has apologized and seems really sincere, but in the apology she mentioned how it's becoming uncomfortable for her and her boyfriend too, and at this point I fail to understand why adding that piece of information was necessary in the apology. The reason why I might be the asshole is because by constantly telling her to be quiet, I may have indirectly caused her stress in her sex life. So that's the end of it. Well, there's a couple edits, but I want to hear your thoughts before I say the edits.
No, I mean, you're not an asshole that's like really uncomfortable. Sorry,
let me add some more. Edit. I'm going to put this one edit. It's a mix between her being loud and the walls being thin. I hear her when I'm in my bedroom, and my other housemate has heard her in the kitchen. Though I know one of my other housemates has a partner, I've never heard them having sex, though I do sometimes hear them playing their music. I have tried music and white noise, but it doesn't really seem to do the job unless I'm playing it really loud, which works during the day, but at night I also have to consider my neighbors as well. Also, like, how often are they having sex? All day and night?
She's not the asshole for saying something. I mean, like, you're paying rent to be there. Like, you shouldn't have to listen to that. Like,
I've unfortunately been in this scenario, and I know the stress of just, like, so you hear them having sex, right? Like, I hate that. It's disgusting. I don't like it. But then, like, even when they're not having sex and just, like, a sound happens, you're like, are they having sex? Like, it's just, like, it's constant stress.
it's, like, triggering. I mean...
Yeah.
TMI, but like when I lived at home, like I had my own suite in the basement, and like I didn't know until years later, but my mom's like, yeah, we could hear you all the time, and I was like, why didn't you fucking say something?
Oh, that's disgusting. That sucks.
I know.
Yeah, the vents in our room. Yeah, anyway, so I mean, it's inevitable. Once in a while, it's totally fine, but it's funny that they can only hear her and not him, so clearly she's just more vocal.
I'm just like,
just muzzle. Get a ball. Like, make it fun.
Put some socks in your mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, girl, like, good for you. Clearly you have a great sex life. Like, I want a man to that to me.
Yeah, it's like, I feel bad for her too, because then you're like, shit, like, this is where I live. Like, maybe they can't go to his place for whatever reason. Maybe he lives with his parents. Who knows?
I think it's a valid enough reason for her to move out and get her own apartment, because she's too loud for anyone. Like, this is, and clearly if she's doing it all day and all night, like, just... No,
that's true. I mean, the girl's got a healthy sex life, so you got to have an appropriate place for that. Like, I would just feel so weird being like, okay, like, if she's not even trying to be quiet, like, knowing, like, oh, my roommates can hear me right now. Like, I'm just putting on a show. It's almost like she's like a borderline, like, exhibitionist. She's like, I want you to hear me.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't like having sex when someone, like, you know, you're on a vacation, I would never, I don't know, not a vacation, but, you know, like, if you're sharing a house with someone and your bedrooms are next to each other, I don't know. But each sort of their own.
Is there any more edits? Is that
it? The last edit was edit 2. Oh, no, wait. That was the last one. Why can't I read this? Oh, she just said, like, what happened at the end. Like, she talked to her friend, and they just, like, she's really apologetic, and she realized sending the text in the group was the wrong move, which totally was. You
that's a dick move.
Totally. You were the asshole for doing that part, but you're not the asshole for complaining. But, yeah, you should have called her out in front of everyone else. It should have been a personal conversation.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, cool.
I concur. Okay, my next one is... Am I the asshole for not telling my fiance where I go on Sundays?
Sorry, go ahead.
So, super weird situation, and I needed judgment. I, 32 male, have been engaged to Amanda, 34 female, for about a year. We dated for 3 years. She has a 12-year-old daughter named Alexis. Me and Alexis have a good relationship. Me, Amanda, and her ex all have a good relationship for the most part. I'm totally comfortable with my role. So Amanda, her ex, and Alexis have this weird thing that they do. They all get together on Sundays and hang out, the 3 of them. I guess it started as a family tradition, and then once they divorced, they kept it going. They make breakfast, watch movies, and just hang out around all day together. I find it really weird, to be honest. Like, I'm not insecure about it, but why would you want to spend one day a week with your exes beyond me? I said how weird. I found this when we first started dating, but Amanda said that Alexis looks forward to it weekly, so she never stopped it. So at first, I would just hang in our room or in the basement all Sunday, but I got tired of being trapped in my own house, so I started leaving the whole day. Amanda would never ask where I was going or anything, wouldn't even notice I was gone. So at first, I was golfing or getting errands done, or I would find a bar. But then I reconnected with an old friend, Bella. Bella and me dated 5 years ago and have remained good friends since. She just broke up with her husband and moved into a new apartment. I told her one Sunday that I was just planning on going to the movies, and she instead invited me over. We smoked some weed, watched some movies, cooked, and just hung out. It was nice, and ever since it's become my weekly tradition. Whenever Sunday would come, I'd head over to Bella's and we'd just hang out all day. I didn't see the need to bring it up to Amanda where I was going. She never asked or even wondered where I was every Sunday. So yesterday, Bella stopped by our house to drop off my phone charger because I left it at her place. Amanda asked why Bella had my phone charger, and I told her that's where I was on Sunday. She asked why I was there, and I told her that was my Sunday hangout spot. She flipped out, saying how rude it was not to let her know I was hanging out with an ex. I laughed and said, do you really not see the irony in that statement? She said it's different because she was forthcoming with her ex's relationship, and that if I had an issue with it, then I should have said so. I said I did already bring it up, and that she said it was super important to her daughter. Was I supposed to interfere with the highlight of her daughter's week in order to make myself feel better? No. I'll just sneak out the back door and head to my friend's house. And that's why I didn't see that this was even an issue at all. We trust each other and we're adults. Amanda doesn't want me over there anymore and said she wants me to find another way to spend my Sundays. I said that I don't want your ex over here on Sundays anymore if that's how we're playing this. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. Sorry. I have reasons, but yes.
I mean, let's unpack the first thing. Okay. So I think it's weird that Amanda hangs out with her ex, first of all.
Yes and no. I understand where she's coming from because, like, you want your child to see that you and the father and the mother have a healthy relationship. But like,
once a week.
But you should include your husband, your now husband or your fiance or whatever, and make it a group thing. Once a week is rough. It should be like once a month,
and like
maybe.
An all-day thing. Like, even if you're like,
it's weird.
They go see a movie every Sunday, fine. Exactly. Like, that's like
I agree.
3-4 hours a day.
It's a little weird, and we didn't really get the whole backstory of like him saying it's an issue. Like, we don't know what that conversation was like, but she is upfront and honest. It's happening in his house. Like, he can see it, hear it. He knows exactly what's going on. I think this is actually buck wild. Like,
yeah,
this is wild.
It is really crazy. I mean, like, I'm not defending the guy, but I can only imagine how you're like, hey, I'm not welcome in my house all day on a Sunday. It must be stressful to have to figure out where to be all day long on a Sunday. So when you just like find someone that's like, you can just come kick it at my place and like, you know them, you're comfortable, I can see how it's just like done. And especially for a guy, guys don't like think through everything. They're just like, it's not a big deal. It's just somewhere for me to hang out. So I can understand how for him, he's like, I didn't think there was a problem.
It's a gateway into adultery.
Especially since like he's like, she just split up with her husband. I was like, ooh, she fiending.
And he's doing this out of spite. And so as soon as he suspects something or she does something, he's gonna go to Bella and do something. Like, get out. This is a red flag.
There was an edit or update. Some shit has already hit the fan with the whole situation. I've put my foot down and said I'm not being forced out of my house anymore. That they can do Sunday fun day at her ex's place moving forward. I'll post a complete update when I can. I did want to clarify that the reason I don't hang out with them is that I was asked not to at first. Then I always felt awkward about the whole thing. So at first I stayed away because I was asked, but then like the fourth wheel, so I decided to quit trying. Bella has really helped me because she went through something similar with her significant other.
They're going to relate on their sadness, and it's not great. I'm on his side of how weird this is and her not allowing him to do.
But he's just trying to get like revenge instead of like.
That's what I'm saying. And then also I do find it weird that this happened for like weeks and she's never asked him what he's doing. Like, she's also in the wrong.
Yeah.
She's in love with her ex. You're in love with Bella. Split. Go with those people and like live your life.
Like, Steve and I work together in the same house. And at the end of the day, I'm like, what did you get up to today? He's like, I've been sitting next to you all day. I'm like, but what'd you do?
If Steve left and came back 12 hours later, you're just going to ignore that and never wonder what he was doing?
It is a fucked up thing. I'm very curious. It almost gives me vibes that like the ex-husband ended it with the wife. And that's why she's like, I want him in my life in this little sense. Because like my parents were very amicable with me growing up. And in no fucking way would my mom be like, every Sunday we're going to hang out with your dad. Like, that's not healthy. And
an all-day thing, the more that I think about it, like, just go do a movie, do dinner. Because the whole point
is that you have to get your kid used to the fact that you're not together anymore.
1,000%.
Like, yes, you do stuff together, but like, sure, share Christmas dinner. I don't Thanksgiving.
Just
I don't
give yell birthdays. In front of your kids. You're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but every Sunday is like really fucking extra. And let me tell you, at 12 years old, that girl does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
She genuinely doesn't care. If she was like 7, 8 years old, I'd be like, yes, that's very meaningful. At 12 years old, in a year or two, she's gonna be like, guys, I'm out. I got plans. I'm doing something else. So it's moot.
That's crazy. But you are the asshole. But like, she is too.
It was flagged as like complete asshole.
Okay, cool. All right. A lot of like marriage counseling happening today. Am I the asshole for upgrading to business class while my wife sits in economy?
I've thought about this so many times.
Smack a bitch. But let me get context for you. So I am male 25 and my wife is female 24. We are going to the United States from Japan for a month for vacation, and when we booked the tickets, we initially thought we were going to be sitting next to each other. I had the option to upgrade my seat to business with miles, and I did. Well, my wife is not too happy about it because she wanted to sit together on the 12-hour flight, but it's overnight, so we're going to be sleeping the whole flight, so I didn't think it mattered. I told her that she got upset because she thinks I chose business class over her, and that's rude, apparently. I said to her that she's just jealous. I'm teasing, joking way. I'll kill him. And just got upset and told me to ask the airline to see if I can switch my seat back to economy. I said, hell no, because I'm not going to miss my opportunity to sit in business class, which looks amazing, BT dubs. Look up ANA The Room. We can look that up later. In my eyes, it's just a 12-hour flight, and it doesn't matter I sit next to my wife or not. Is it really that bad, though? I still have a week before my flight. Maybe I changed it. It's bad. I got chills. Like, if my husband, and also, so, okay, my first question, which we don't know, is it his miles or is it their joint credit card? Like, where are these miles coming from?
That is a really good question. He makes it seem like it's just his.
I would riot. Like, riot. My parents did that one time.
What?
My parents did that a few times when we traveled as a family.
Oh, but then the two of them, because they're like, we're adults, but kids can go fuck yourself.
And they're paying for my ticket, but even then I was upset. Like, I couldn't imagine my husband. Like, I have sat in first class, and it's something you do not want to miss. Like, those lay down beds, the, like, all you can eat, the movies, like, it's just pampering.
No, okay, so 12-hour flight, I can understand why you would want to be in business class, but, like, the fact that he didn't even, like, talk to his wife to be like,
it's
yo,
rude.
I'm upgrading. Like, and for 12 hours, like, yeah, you do want to be next to each other. Like, I want to be next to Steve. I mean,
You're excited. You're going on a trip. You don't have to talk. I'm not a person to talk on the flight, whether I know you, related, I love you. I'm putting my headphones on and I'm enjoying my movie and my meal.
Yes, definitely. Like, Steve and I barely talk. Like,
yeah, but it's just
I think
nice
the most that we do this, I'm like, hey, I just finished this movie. You should watch this movie. Like, that's literally like it. And he never does take me up on my recommendations. You know what's funny? This is a side tangent, but I just find it very entertaining. When we travel, I always take my iPad with me. Some airlines will have a TV. Some airlines will not. So I always bring it because I need a big screen.
Same.
Steve will literally sit there on his iPhone like this the entire time. Won't even invest in something to prop up his phone.
That's
just
nuts.
holds it like this the entire time. And then I even recommend to him, like, you should download, like, the WestJet app because then you can watch their movies. Doesn't do it.
What does he do?
It costs you nothing.
Oh, and Netflix?
He just downloads, like, Netflix stuff ahead of time, and I'm like, but sometimes there's new movies on there that you haven't seen. And he's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, it just bothers me so much.
That is crazy. Okay, so me, my cousin, and my sister, when we go to New York, and we said we were supposed to go to New York before COVID, we were going to do the same thing. Not only do we sit next to each other, not only do we pick up the same movie, but we press play at the same time, and we stop together if someone needs to go to the washroom so we can enjoy it and laugh together. And the guy in front of us said we were so entertaining the whole flight.
Steve would never do that with me.
No. But, like, let's go on a trip. We can do it together. You are the asshole. There is an edit. You agree he's an asshole, right?
Oh, yeah.
He said, yeah, I'm an asshole. I bought her an upgrade to sit next to me in business. Like, no shit you're doing that.
Well, I'm just curious. Like, in the first post, I wish he would have said there was only enough points for one, but it's like, clearly there was probably enough for the two of you.
And also, like, in what world are we booking, like, a huge vacation not next to each other?
Yeah.
Like, how is this not a group thing? Like, this is so exciting.
I don't know. I always wonder, like, if Steve and I both had, like, economy tickets and, like, a flight attendant was like, we're bumping up one of you to first class, like, for free.
Yeah.
Like, would I do it?
It happened to me.
Who were you with?
I went with my family. It was my cousins, and it was Air Canada Rouge. And so they're like, do you want to go first class? I'm like, see you later. And
you're cut.
You're done. It was great.
But, like, if it was me and Steve, like, if they were like, okay, like, Alex, like, we can upgrade you to first class, I think he would genuinely be like,
well, that's a different scenario because someone's offering you that. That's like, obviously you wouldn't say no to that.
Instead
but
of me, like, going behind his back.
Used your own points to upgrade your own seat, not consult with your wife, not even give her the option, and just press purchase.
Yeah, that's true.
The issue. That's the difference. If someone came up and offered anyone that I was with, I'd be just completely jealous. But obviously, you're taking that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Although I heard this story one time, I think I've said it to you before, like at my old job, where they were coming back from one of the events, and the guy who had planned all of the flights, he did a really shitty job of planning the flights, and so he just like disappears. He goes up to the front desk, and then he's like never seen again, and everyone's like, where the fuck is this guy? And it's coming from Orlando to Vancouver, and there's no direct flights to Orlando. You always have to do a stop, and they were like 4 or 5 hours away from their flight time, and then they literally get a text from him, and he's on an airplane, and he's like, sorry guys, they only had one seat left on the early flight, see ya.
Whoa.
And everyone was like, fuck you. And they were literally by the time they got to their layover, he was like, he sent them a picture of him in bed. He's like, good night guys.
Wait, is this someone on your team?
You wouldn't know him. He got.
I was like, you gotta tell me later.
He got the boot before, like,
no shit,
before you joined the company. He was an asshole. I heard.
Well, clearly,
yeah.
That's hilarious. Do you have one more? Maybe we have one more each.
Yeah, one more.
Pick your best one.
Oh no.
I can go if you need time to pick your best one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for yelling at my mom that I hate Harry Potter and to let me live my own life?
Vibes.
As my title suggests, my mom is a huge Harry Potter nut. She and my dad actually met in a Harry Potter IRC, like Discord, but for old people. In the early 2000s, got married, had kids, and from day one decided to embarrass us for life by naming us after some Harry Potter and Star Wars characters.
Okay, wait. Is it Hermione and like Obi?
I think it gets to it. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry.
It's honestly been hell. I have a stupid name, and since we were little, my parents have forced stuff like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel movies, etc., down our throats. Everything is about dragons and magic and blah, blah, blah. I'm so sick of it. Every birthday, every holiday, everything is just organized around fandom. So just like every Christmas, the days leading up to Christmas, we have to sit down every night and watch Harry Potter movies. It's so fucking boring. I can usually get away with knitting or drawing on my iPad during this, but this year my mom was like, let's just have a technology and distraction-free night every night. I arranged to go over to my friend Missy's house instead for 2 nights. Missy's family is normal and likes things a normal amount. My mom got really mad and started talking about how it's a family tradition and how I'm basically rejecting her, and went on a whole thing about how you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Harry Potter. I finally had it and just yelled, nobody cares that you were a big name in the Harry Potter fan club. I don't like Harry Potter. I don't like Star Wars. I hate Marvel movies. They're all so boring. Please just let me have my own interests. I couldn't help it. I started crying because I was just so frustrated because everything always has to be about Harry Potter, this, Star Wars, that. And now that we're all older, they started doing Game of Thrones. Everything is centered around some kind of movie or TV show or book series. Just once, I want my family to band around something that doesn't have to do with media or these nerdy things. We live in Utah where we have like 5 national parks, and even though I ask every year for my birthday, I've never even been to the Arches. Well, my sister called me saying that mom was angry and to just come home and to stop with the theatrics. I told her that I'm sick of having all this old nerd stuff crammed down my throat, and just once I want to have a normal time watching normal Christmas movies and not have to pause for lightsaber battles. Am I the asshole?
I'm siding with Hermione. I'm sorry.
Luna Lovegood?
Yeah, it must be something more embarrassing than Hermione.
Well, I bet... Sister, I bet you Leia, for sure. What else would it be?
Yeah, and we got like Anakin. Annie.
Oh, that'd be sad. Wait, hold on. Does she say...
Okay.
We don't know actually if this is a boy or girl, I don't think.
This is very interesting because... I wonder how old these parents are. Like, are they... I would know.
Oh, she is a girl. Because there was like a, hey guys, I know you think you're cool, and in the joke, wink wink, when you DM me and ask me for my name, but I'm a teenage girl and that's not really how it's coming across. Please stop DMing me. I don't care.
I don't think she's the asshole at all. I think...
That's like overwhelming. This is exactly what's going to happen with our generation.
That's what I was like, how old are they? Because this is what's going to happen. Like, we're all obsessed with stuff. But like, it was really sad, that one line of her like, can I have my own interest? You don't need to... I think I'm very traditional into we have a lot of family traditions, like not that I love them all, but I'm like, this means something. So once a year, if I have to watch a Harry Potter movie, fine. But it seems like it's a 24/7 thing.
But like, just think about like all those fandoms like mixed together. There's always like May the 4th is going to be Star Wars that entire month. Like Game of Thrones, that was like a summertime, like all summertime thing. Harry Potter is like an all year thing, but I guess I understand why they do it around Christmas. And then Marvel movies, never fucking ending.
Is the decorations in their house theme? Like, I'm with her because I don't like this kind of stuff. Although I am watching Star Wars. I'm 4 out of 9 and I'm loving it.
Oh wow, look at you.
Like, not obsessed. But like, I'll never watch them
again. Did you
ever
end up like going through with all the Marvel movies? No,
I
you
couldn't.
stopped. Where'd you stop?
I didn't start.
Nice.
But I did Star Wars.
I like it. Picasso.
I'm doing Star Wars, but no, Anakin, I'm siding with you. Like, you're good.
No, I do feel really sad, especially if she's like, we live in Utah and I haven't even been to the art. Like, just go do something fucking else. Like, you can do both.
But also, like, that's so rude. Well, if she's a teenager, she can't drive herself to the arches.
No, I mean, like, the family. Like, you can enjoy all of these things, but like also let your kid do something. She has a birthday every year that should be dedicated to her. I'm sorry, my parents ask me every year what I want to do for my birthday. Is that not normal? Like, just you should depends how old she is, because if like her parents are old millennials, then like
that
had her like young, because like for you to be interested in like Harry Potter, like I don't know. I don't imagine like someone in their 50s.
But they did say it was for
in the 2000s. Oh, they met in the 2000s. Okay.
Oh. So they're probably like 15 years old. They're probably like 45, 50 max.
No, because if they met in the 80s, they'd be like 40 max,
yeah,
I think.
Okay, 40 max.
I would say so.
That's just like, I'm feeling bad for you, man. Like, that's that girl.
Yeah.
It's rough. You're not the asshole at all.
Not the asshole at all.
Put some boundaries up and go for a hike.
And call Child Protective Services.
True.
Okay, your last one.
Okay, it's a little bit lengthy, but just because there's some edits. Okay, am I the asshole for kicking my bridesmaid and her boyfriend out of my wedding?
Nice.
Sorry for the bad English or parts that don't make sense. English is not my first language. All good. Let's call bridesmaid Anne and bridesmaid's boyfriend Chris. Fake names, of course. So my fiance and I finally got married this year. We've been planning the wedding for so long. We wanted to get married sooner, but because of COVID, we had to push the date. So on the day of the wedding, everything was perfect. The food, the ceremony, it was all great. And that was until Chris went up on the stage. A while ago, he asked us if he could propose to his girlfriend at our wedding. We said no because we wanted the wedding to be our day, not Chris's and Anna's. He said, yeah, you're right. I'll propose on some other day then. No worries. So I thought it was done. Back to present day. He called out to Anne, she went up on stage, and he proposed to her in front of everyone. I was furious, and so was my husband. We already told him no on proposing at our wedding. We immediately flipped out. I told them to leave. They tried arguing, but eventually left. After all this, I went back to see my other bridesmaids, and they're angry at me for kicking them out. They called me an asshole for ruining his proposal that apparently took months to plan.
Months to plan? Yeah, for you to plan your fucking wedding and do everything for him.
So they all knew the plan. All my bridesmaids knew, but neither myself or my husband knew, and that he was going to propose. My husband argued with them and eventually kicked them out as well. The wedding was ruined. We canceled the rest of the day. I went home and cried. My husband was also very pissed. It's been a week since, and I haven't talked to Anne or Chris, and they have not apologized either. My family and fiance families are on our side, but our friends are on Anne's side. So am I the asshole in this situation?
No, like, poor baby.
And all their friends siding with Anne. First of all, it's not Anne's problem. It's Chris. Anne was the one getting proposed to. I'm sure she did not know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I could not imagine. Okay.
I could not imagine.
If I would have spent as much as we were going to spend on our wedding and someone else just came in and proposed, it's like, are you paying for half of my wedding?
And that's just for you to be surprised, but for you to say no to them beforehand and to do it anyway, double. That's Sheena and Brock vibes. I don't know if you're caught up on that.
Okay, I'm not caught up, but I still understand that vibe.
I just like can't describe how disgusting your friends are.
That's really fucked up. Wait, so she canceled the rest of her day?
Yeah, so there's some edits. I just wanted to get your thoughts first. My fiance and I are planning to make another party once the situation died down and gets better, mainly so we could have some happier moments, but maybe this time I'll follow y'all's advice and cut my friends off and not invite them. We'll see.
This gives me like, maybe I'm an asshole for saying this, give me like trailer trash vibes.
It's
like, you never know.
No, I feel you.
Because it's like sometimes when I'm reading these like am I the asshole posts, I always think of like the like influencer looking families that this is happening to, but it's like majority of the time it's probably happening to like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's just hard. Okay, so their last edit was, since of y'all asked why it took Chris so long to plan, in quotes, it took months to plan, the ring was custom made and took months to complete, or something is something that my bridesmaid said. Maybe they lied, maybe not. I just feel really bad. You're not the asshole literally at all. Chris is disgusting. And if I was proposed to, I'm putting myself in Anne's situation because she's still an asshole in this situation. If I was pulled up, I would immediately stop. You can vibe when someone's about to propose to you. Like, if you're at a wedding and then your boyfriend just starts talking about you, I would absolutely put the mic down and like pull him off the stage.
Yeah.
Or if we are proposed, like, oh my God, say yes, and then go to the bride immediately and be like, I clearly didn't know anything about this. I'm so sorry.
I would just say no and be like, you are not the person I thought you were.
Yeah.
I'm breaking up with you because you thinking this is an appropriate time to do this is fucked.
Yeah.
And we're clearly not on the same wavelength. But the fact that like she's fighting it, they are on the same wavelength.
That's what I'm saying.
In the shittiest way.
So it's just horrible. I'm so sorry. And I hope your redo is better with no friends like those people there.
A sweet angel baby. Send me your Venmo.
We don't have Venmo in Canada. So
send me your Interac e-transfer.
Why? Give me money. I'm just kidding.
For what?
For what you put me through weekly.
Arguably, I think you have more disposable income than I do.
No.
I think so.
I live by myself. I have to pay everything myself.
I have probably a higher mortgage.
We'll talk offline. I don't want to say how embarrassingly what I make.
I pay for stupid shit too, like life insurance.
Me too, because
house insurance, dog insurance, $65 a month for dog insurance.
That's crazy.
Stupid.
I pay for renter's insurance.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, we can arguably say that we buy the same shit because you're like, I love this, send me the link, and then I buy it. So
that's true. That's true. Maybe I would say we're probably close in how much fucking money we spend.
Probably. It's sick. No, you spend more money than me for sure. Like, for sure. But
yeah, I'm pretty shit with my money.
I'm a pretty close second.
Me, I literally texted you the other day. I spent $70 on like 7 boxes of Weight Watchers chips.
And then I said,
so
I'm
good.
making an order too. And I'm about to spend $80, like it's in my cart.
It's fantastic though. Well worth it.
So well worth it. Okay, so I do have an apology of the week.
Okay, spill.
I participated in a little thing called Dry January. And
Did you though?
No, I did up until the 20 something. I had one Bellini with her, okay? It basically was nothing. And so it was a Friday and it was over and I was like, I'm going to celebrate because my friends had a party. And by party, I mean like a COVID party. It was like not that many people. It was fun. I decided not to eat dinner because I'm smart, and I drank a full bottle of red wine, a 6-pack of gin and tonic spritzers, and multiple whiskey and fireball shots. Needless to say, I blacked out.
I would die.
No, I blacked out. Like, I'm getting, like, PTSD flashes of the night. Like, I can piece things together.
Wait, where was this?
Just at a friend's house.
Okay.
So I was in a safe environment.
Okay.
You know? I woke up the next morning with hangover anxiety. And I'm like, I know that I did something to someone last night. So I started fishing. Like, I sent a group text to the girl, like, how are we feeling? If they responded to me, I'm in the clear. But one friend, I was like, oh, I think something happened with her. So I text her, how are you feeling today? Last night was fun. Hey, I drank way too much. And she like wasn't responding in a timely manner. And I was like, I have this weird feeling that something happened last night. Like, I feel like I was joking around with you at the end of the night, but you didn't take it well. I kind of remember you flicking me. Like, just like, I remember the feeling of someone like hitting me and leaving. And she did tell me, she was like, yeah, you were in a mood. That's how she opened it up. And she's like, you're basically just like a bitch to me. And so I obviously apologized to her, and I'm going to do a public apology. I've never been so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm usually like the fun drunk, but this was like a mean, I haven't drank in a month and I wasn't eating. Like, it just...
Was it like you just thought you were just being like super funny?
No,
you were, like, vibing?
I was being exclusive, apparently. Like, I was clinging to one of our friends and like, I was like, we never... I was just like being mean. I don't know. I was being very exclusive. She said it was very exclusive. Like, no one could talk to me. No one could hang out with me. Like, I was just in a bad mood. It was just, like, really weird. Like, I wasn't inviting. And I just, like, didn't allow anyone else to hang out with me. And I was, like, being a bitch. Like, I don't really know. I don't really want to know. But, so apologies. I saw her last night. And, like, she's like, oh, it's all good.
The important part is, at least you recognize it. And you're like, I fucked up. You apologized.
Absolutely.
You're good to go.
I'm the first one to recognize when I fuck up and apologize. And I'm not, like, a huge repeater. I'll say that, like, I'll apologize. I'll do something and I'll apologize, and it very rarely that I'll ever repeat the same offense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I can't think of any time that I've ever had to, like, apologize for being drunk, because I'm, like, a really good drunk. Like, you could, like, take me anywhere. Like, if, like, some stranger found me, he'd be like, we're getting in this car, and I'd be like, okay, because I'm just like, help me. Like, I'm so overly trusting to anyone to help me, so I feel better.
Totally. I'm a good drunk. I feel like I think I'm fun, but that was insane. Like, I don't know. I felt angry too. Like,
okay, so a whole bottle of wine, a 6-pack. How many shots do you think?
I would say probably 3. Whiskey.
Still.
And 1 Fireball, 2 Japanese whiskey.
You mix 3 different types of alcohol too.
And like, that's just the stuff that I can remember.
And beer, well, I know it's beer before liquor, never sicker, but I think beer and wine are like one and the same. Yeah. So you need to do your hard stuff before your wine. It
was just like one of the worst mistakes, and I'm just like, I don't think I can and it was like, I'm embarrassed, like I just can't. So anyway, apologies to all my friends. I'm not a bitch in real life. I'm sorry.
Well, that's it then.
Yeah, that's it, done and dusted.
That's all she wrote. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at weapologizeinadvancepodcast. Yes, I always forget every time. For some reason. And on our personal accounts, mine is Alex_French, 2 X's, 2 H's.
Tony Rose Goulden, Tony with an I. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.